right, so fast forward to about 2 years later when I'm not sick giving this demo, and we're going to go over how to do this Adidas logo here together really quickly. So the first thing, if you have not lost your pen tool, whatever it may be, let's go ahead, find our pen tool by hitting P on our keyboard, and let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find a nice point to start on. I'm going to start right here just because this is the left. We'll work our way to the right. So I'm going to start here. Now, I'm always looking ahead. So I'm never just looking at my point. I'm looking to see where I'm going, because wherever I'm going dictates if I'm going to need a handle, how much I need to pull that handle out, as well as how long it needs to be, etc. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get to this point here. I want to make sure that my fill is turned off. And then once I know my fill is turned off, I'm ready to go. I see that I have a curve coming up here. So what I'm going to do is click, hold, and I'm going to drag. Now again, like we've always talked about, the handle always wants to go to the outside edge of the curve or line that you're trying to copy. So right now I'm trying to go around this outside edge here. So I want to have this blue line here be on the outside edge of that curve, okay? Now I notice that my curve is a little bit too long, so I'm going to hold Option, drag this down a little bit more, move it a little bit closer, and now that I've made my handle a little bit shorter and brought it closer to that line, now my curve is pretty close. So I'm just going to go ahead and click here. Now I see that I have another curve coming. Now I've only clicked once, which is why now I have this straight line. What I need to do is I see that I'm going to a dead stop and I'm making a sharp turn to the bottom right. So now what I need to do in order to make a new handle, I'm going to just click and hold on this anchor point here and drag out another new handle. Now I'm going to try about here to start. It might take us a minute to practice, but that's all right. Once I get down here to my next point, it looks like I'll be able to click, hold, and drag to then line up my line with that curve. Now that I'm here, I don't need this handle anymore, so I'm just going to click once on my anchor point, and now I can just go ahead and then make a straight line from here all the way to here. We're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to move a little bit quicker as we work our way through this middle one. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag up. Again, I'm matching my handle line with the curve of the line I'm trying to copy, and that gives me a nice steady curve right over to here. So I'm still missing a chunk, so I'm going to need to drag a little bit just to kind of finish in my line. Now again, same thing goes except the opposite. I just want to have that handle line up with the outside edge of that line that I'm trying to copy. Once I find it, I'm going to let go. I need to swing this handle point down in the direction of the curve I'm trying to go. So I'm going to hold Option, swing this handle down just a little bit, something about there, and now I'm able to keep working my way through. Now again, notice how this handle is doing the same thing. It's going in the same direction as that curve. Now I have a straight line coming up. To stop having curves happen, I'm going to just simply click once on my anchor point to end that curve handle, and then I can just go back and click and finish that line. And so we'll keep working our way through. I got a gentle curve happening here. I'm going to go click, hold, drag. Now I see I have another curve, so I'm going to hold Option, swing this handle around a little bit here, go back down to here, click once, and then click again to finish up this shape here. And we're going to keep doing now. For these, notice if we zoom in really well, we can see that these have a little curve to them, okay? Be sure that you are still using your little handles to get that curve. If you're just drawing a straight line, it's not going to look quite right. So we want to be sure that we still have a nice simple curve when we are making these little stripes down here on the bottom, because the curve follows this curve, which then makes it rounded. So if you just made them straight, it would look really odd and straight and jagged. So then as you keep going through, making sure that you pull a little handle out just to keep rounding that edge. And once I get here, I'm going to click, once, because notice how if I try and click, hold, and drag, it's going to try and make a curve on the top. I don't want that, so I'm going to click once. Once I let go, I need to make another curve. So to do that, I'm going to click, hold, and drag out a little tiny handle. And now I can go to this side, click, hold, drag. I need to end this handle because I don't want to have a curve. So I'm going to click my anchor, click, hold, and I'm going to drag out a little curve. And there we go. And then now we can just keep moving on. Now again, this one's not a straight line. It has a little curve to it. So be sure you're giving it a nice little curve. And then I'm going to hold Option, swing this handle around to the other side, and then click to complete my point. Now I just have one left. Option, swing my handle around, click, hold, drag, end my anchor point by clicking once, and then clicking again. Now again, notice how I have some of these are looking a little off. I can always go back with my direct selection tool, and I can always go and then clean up or change those curves as I wish later by using that direct selection tool. So even if you're close, you can always go back and edit your points and your handles at a later time.